Whose Starbucks is that? Just give me Okay, so we would like to welcome you to Fabric Chicks Live. Let me move the table. Okay, so welcome to Fabric Chicks Live on Wednesday, September 17th. Welcome Cindy and Susan and Peggy and Jennifer and Victor. We're super excited that you've decided to spend your afternoon with us. We have some fun stuff today, some vintage stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff. So if you are new to watching, we are a brick and mortar shop in Gardnerville, Nevada. We also do a lot of stuff online, and well, we're just kind of doing a little bit of everything. Anyhow, you can come into the shop. Mary Lou, I'm glad you got home safe. She literally had to have flown because she was just here in the shop about an hour ago and got all the way to the other side of Sparks. Very fast, Mary Lou. Anyhow, so if you're new to watching, we're going to show you a bunch of items. All you have to do is comment S. S is you committing to buying it, and then the number and how many of them you would like. So she just got home 2 minutes ago. Take a deep breath and go pee. Okay, so we have a few things coming up. I want to just go over the calendar real quick. You can always go back and rewatch Wednesday's sale. We leave the numbers on until Sunday afternoon, Monday morning-ish. Some things are limited, so it's on a first come, first serve basis. But I would like to go over our calendar first. So if you're into doll making, we have the Jester class, which is this, coming up this Monday at 9 a.m. with Virginia Robertson. The class is only $25. If you can't make it on Monday, you can get everybody who signed up for the class gets the recording. So if you've never taken a class with Virginia, I strongly suggest it. You will learn tips and tricks that you have no idea that you should know about. So this is this coming Monday. And then, gosh, I didn't realize it was already this Monday. Okay, so we might have to, well, I'll see. We can do it. We can get the kits out tomorrow and no, I think we have to, okay, I hate to say this, but I think we have to move the veggies of the month club because it's supposed to start this Monday, but we need to get you the kits. So I'm going to put it in pen. So I know Carolyn and somebody else had said they want to do veggies of the month. I'm going to move it to September 29th. So spontaneous here at Fabric Chicks. Okay, so veggies of the month are these cute little veggies. And we're going to do 3 of these a month. They go together really quick and easy. Here, can you hold those? And then, so like this one is the pear. So you get 3 veggies a month for 2 months. The 3rd month is going to be all day just to make sure we don't end up with another unfinished project. And that's when we're going to do the wrapped rope cornucopia. So this is S113 is for $20. That's going to be for your first 3 vegetables or fruits. And like this is the lettuce. This one is my absolute favorite, the peas in a pod. And we've got green beans and a turnip. So all of these, you get 3 per month for 2 months, which will be 6. The last month is 2 more plus the cornucopia. So $20 for each class. It's going to be September 29th from 5:30 to 7 is going to be the first one. So it's September 29th, 5:30 to 7. So right after our Monday show. Then October is going to be October 27th. So September 29th, October 27th, and November 15th, which is a Saturday from 10 to 3. So if you finish this, you can always work on other projects. But you'll get 3 veggies a month. And the kits and the pattern and everything you need is included in that $20. So that's a pretty good price. So September 29th, Carolyn. I think that's the question. September 29th, 5:30 to 7. I think is what I said. I think that's what I just made up. 5:30 to 7. So September 29th, October 27th, and then November 15th. So you'll have it for a centerpiece on before Thanksgiving. And then the other classes, and Devin is going to put a schedule in all your boxes so that you can kind of know what our fall schedule looks like. So that is pretty much all of September. October is going to be the cornucopia or stacked pumpkins with Virginia Robertson. So this is what stacked pumpkins look like. You can make a table runner or a little wall hanging, but you'll learn how to do fusibles. And Virginia always has tricks and tips and all kinds of you learn so much in Virginia's and her lecture is only $15. So that is on October 6th at 9 a.m., 9 to 10-ish, usually a little bit after 10. Her lectures are pretty quick because she has it already dialed down step by step. Her husband videos the demos. But if you're live, you can ask questions. You get the recording for all of Virginia stuff. You get the recording. And you can always contact her if you have other questions. So you can do the cornucopia or horn of plenty, or the stacked pumpkins. Stacked pumpkins is S110, and the cornucopia horn of plenty is 109. And just to confuse you, I found while I was looking for those patterns, I found the cutest little tomato. So she's got heirloom tomato pin cushions. S111 is $11.95. And then I was like, those don't really look like tomatoes, but then she's got a picture of her real tomatoes and they look just like it. So if you need an heirloom tomato pin cushion, S111. So all you need to do if you want to order anything is just type in the number S and the number. And then the other thing, I know for all you regulars, you've already ordered these and you've already signed up for classes, but just in case you didn't, October 20th is the leaf pot holder. So you can do the leaves, S112, or you can do the pumpkins. So this is what it really looks like. She'll be teaching both of these techniques in the class. So these are all the different leaves, great for using up scraps. You can do little mug rugs or pot holders. She's got Insulbrite in them to help you. So those are her upcoming classes with Virginia. We have felting that goes continuously, third Monday of the month with Doris. It's $10 a month, and that includes your pattern. And we will be, for those of you who get it finished, you can do just one block into a pillow and you can still put it in the display, but we are going to be doing a felting display at Quilt Show Reno. So kind of you've got the pressure of getting it finished by June. And that's it for October. And November, we're doing the recycled Santa and twig reindeers with Virginia on November 10th. So that gets you kind of through the month. So if you have any questions about the schedule, let us know. Otherwise, we're going to jump right into our sale today. And we do have a few onesies. So I'm going to do the onesies first. So this is the first people who write it down. S99 is $10 a yard, and we only have about 3 yards of this left. So S99 is $10 a yard, and we only have about 3 yards of this left. It is a Timeless Treasures fabric with gold metallic, beautiful floral print, kind of a little bit of an Asian-y feel. S99 is $10 a yard. Suzette, yes. The retreat in October is full. The retreat in May, I think, has 3 spots left. S100 is also $10 a yard. This is the Northcott marble. It's got red, black, green, red, black, grays, whites. $10 a yard. S100 is $10 a yard. And there is a couple of 3 yards left of this. So get those. Super good price point, great fabrics. The marble fabric is by Northcott. Okay, I know that Phyllis loves trims, so we're just gonna get right into trims. Um, we do have uh, Doris went around the shop because when she got in here, of course, it was busy, and so Doris just went to work finding all the green trims in the shop. So today is a green trims day. I do have 1/4 of a yard of this sewing fabric. It's $3. If you want that, there is a quarter. It's a little bit over 1/4 of a yard. But S101, it's the last piece we have of this sewing fabric. Is it upside down for you? No, I think it's right. Okay, S101 is $3, only one of those. Yes, green for Christmas or nature, or you just never know. Okay, here is S7, St. Patrick's Day. Get a jump start. S72 is $3 a yard. S72 is $3 a yard. And then I don't know if can you bring that vest in? It's in front of the cash register. So this trim I used for the not this one in particular, but these trims we have been loving using as binding. So if you iron this in half like this, then you can stitch this on your quilts or on your jackets or on the top of your purse bags. Super easy binding, okay? Super, super easy binding. This we have S93 is 50 cents. Do we have a roll of that one? I tried to find rolls and yardage. So S93 is 50 cents a yard. I do think we have a roll. So if you want the whole roll is $20. Otherwise, you can get it by the yardage. This one is.
It might be in the box over there.
This is 50 cents a yard, S91 for if you want yardage, or if you want the whole roll, S92 is $20 for the whole roll. So S92 is $20 for the whole roll. S91 is 50 cents a yard. You know, bias binding is $2.19 a yard. So this again, you iron in half and then you can make it into binding. Devin's going to show you binding on the vest that I just did, where I just ironed the ribbon in half and then stitched it down. Easy peasy.
It's like a serpentine stitch.
I did a serpentine stitch. That way it catches it. And if I'm not super straight, it doesn't matter. Because, you know, it's hard for me to go super straight. Okay, so those are those. Doris is trying to untangle the others. I use this as binding a lot. One, I have a lot of it, but two, it's quick and easy. I'm not having to make binding. And at 50 cents a yard, that's cheaper than regular binding. I thought I went out into the shop and grabbed all of, maybe I didn't. Okay, here is a beautiful green and black butterfly one. S81 is 50 cents. I think this is double, so I think this one you're getting 2 rolls actually. S80 is $20, but I think it's 2 rolls compared to these, but I'm not sure. So you might be getting double the pleasure here. S80 is $20. S81 is 50 cents a yard. It makes great handles if you back it. Perfect. It does. It makes, you could, the more you, I mean, I have a lot of this, so I am getting pretty inventive with it. But you could sew it onto the webbing too if you want super strong. But then we have S83 is $20 a yard. S83. If you want yardage of S83, just say, oh wait, here I've got it. S83. S84. I think what's on the vest is upstairs.
Yeah. She's for this other one.
84 is 50 cents a yard. S84 is 50 cents a yard. S83 is $20 for the whole roll. $20 for the whole roll.
And do that.
This I'm not sure if we have more rolls of it upstairs. S82 is $1 a yard. S82 is $1 a yard. S82 is $1 a yard. And there you go. Here is S90. If you want yardage, S90, 50 cents a yard. Just put S90 and how many yards you want. Otherwise, if you want the roll is $20. That one, I almost put this one on the jacket because it kind of pulled out the colors from the vest I just did. But then I found that other one, which I liked better. So, okay, then we have S87 is 50 cents a yard if you need some cheetah print. S86 is 50 cents a yard, or you can get 85, you can get the roll. So S85, so you can tie bows with these. You can just stitch down the sides of them to add them onto like tote bags as decorative
Pot holders.
Yeah, pot holders they'd be cute on. S86, 50 cents a yard. S85, the whole roll for $20. And then we have a little grosgrain ribbon here. S88 is a black grosgrain, 25 cents a yard. S88 is 25 cents a yard. And then we have not too much, a few yards left of this. It feels almost like it's a wire. Yeah, it's a wired ribbon. S89 is $1 a yard, wired ribbon for ladybugs. S89 is $1 a yard. S89 is $1 a yard. And then we have here S71 is frogs. Hang on a second. Let's do, we did 50 cents. Let's do 35 cents a yard. Devin's like, Mom, I can't even. He's like, it's not even worth my time to cut this and put it in their baskets. Okay, S71, 35 cents a yard. S71, 35 cents a yard. Cute little frogs. You can stitch this onto a baby blanket. There's so many different things. You just need a little bit of trim to spoof it up. S71, 35 cents a yard. And then we have S73. S73, this is your time to beef up your ribbons and trims. S73 is 55 cents. Here, this one we're going to do 50 cents a yard, okay? Wait, I don't know where my decimal goes, upside down. Here's some green sequin ribbon. S74 is 50 cents a yard. S74, 50 cents a yard for some green sequin ribbon. Kind of a limey green sequin ribbon. Wow, you really found some treasures.
That one.
Here is a great beaded, it's kind of like it's a rope. The bead kind of feels like a circle. You sew this into your seam. S61 is $9 a yard. S61 is $9 a yard. And then we've got some green grosgrain ribbon. S70 is 39 cents a yard. Green grosgrain ribbon, 39 cents a yard. You know, when you're sitting sewing at midnight, that's the wrong time to be shopping for this trim, okay, girls and gentlemen? You got to get it in your stash now so that you have it when you need it. S69 is $1.99. That's another trim. You just put this right up, maybe use your zipper foot or move your needle to the left-hand position so that you can get right along the edge and sew this into the seam of a pillow or even on a quilt. S62 is $1.99. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ribbon. S62 is $1.99. And then here's some lime green sequin ri kind of like crocheted ribbon. Sometimes you just need a little bit of this to bling something up. S63 is $3 a yard. S63 is $3 a yard. And then S65 is a green gold metallic. Here, we're just going to make this $1 a yard today. $1 a yard. S65 is $1 a yard. So basically it's 50% off, 48% off or something. Beautiful gold and green trim metallic. You could sew this onto a pillow, but it also would be cute if you're doing like a doll dress. You could sew this as the trim onto the dress. S65, $1 a yard. S65, $1 a yard.
That's cute.
Gosh, I think we should just like have clearance day today. Okay.
So cute.
This is S55. It is a limey green and black rickrack. And here we're gonna do 35 cents today. 35 cents a yard is kind of the number. S55 is 35 cents a yard. And super cute green rickrack. You can just take a black thread and just stitch it right down the center. Super fun, just a little embellishment to jazz something up. Gosh, what color trim will Doris find for next week?
Maybe orange.
She did orange
did
last
last
week. How many times are we going to do orange and black, girls? Oh, look at who she must have the code to the door.
It was unlocked, actually.
It is?
No,
Can you lock
I
it?
locked it.
It was unlocked.
Can you lock it, Gracie? S56 is 75 cents a yard. S56 is 75. Here, let's do. I like to reward you guys for watching us. So we're going to do 65 cents a yard. So S56, look, that's the dyslexic in me instead of S56. 65 cents a yard. 65 cents a yard for the green rickrack. 65 cents a yard for the green rickrack. And what is this for? This is 100% cotton. It doesn't say what this is for. It's $1.50 a yard, but it's another one that you could iron in half and then use as a binding. And it's kind of it's not too bulky, so I think you could put it on a curve. You could curve it if you had a curved binding. S68 is $1.50 a yard. S68 is $1.58 a yard. S66 is $1.25 a yard. S66 is $1.25 a yard. S66 is $1.25 a yard. Okay, Lynn, we'll get you signed up for Monday's class. Do you already have the Jester pattern, or do you need me to, do you need Devin to ship you the Jester pattern? S69 is $3.95 a yard, and let's just make that $2.95. Devin's going to be filling orders tomorrow, so I want to make sure he's really busy. He keeps giving me the evil eye. This is Renaissance ribbon. S69 is $2.95 a yard. S69, $2.95 a yard. S57 is kind of a grosgrain polka dot green, 40 cents a yard.
That goes with the other one.
It does. The other one's the bigger one.
The other one's a little bigger and
Lighter.
a little lighter.
Whoa, Susan, when did you move? Well, I hope the move went pretty smoothly. S53 is a green rickrack, 75 cents a yard. S53. If you're new to watching and you want any of these trims, all you got to do is comment S as you committing to buying it. You can text the number across the screen, but if you can wait till we're done, that would be fantastic. But you can order now. And also, if you tune in late, you can always order through Sunday. S64 is another one of those vintagey crocheted, vintage inspired embellishments. It's not vintage, but we do have vintage stuff coming up very
You
soon.
can put ribbon through that.
You can put ribbon through here if you want, so you can give it even more dimension. And then we have a green glittery metallic, green metallic-y ribbon, kind of a soft sagey green. S54 is 80 cents a yard. Whoa, this one has three. Oh yeah, it sure does. Okay, S54 is 80 cents a yard. This is one of our most popular. We do have it in purple, in orange, in red, and blue. We have it in a lot of colors. Okay, these ones are beautiful gold. They'd be great for wrapping gifts and things. Here, we just want to clean up the shop, so I'm going to make these three. We want to be able to order some new stuff, although Devin says we can never order again. Okay, we're going to make these all $3.99 a yard. $3.99 a yard. S60 is for this beautiful gold one. It's got a great scallop. S60 is $3.99 a yard. S59 is $3.99 a yard. This one has kind of a darker hunter green in the background, and then this is the same one, but kind of a more turquoisey tealy color. S58 is $3.99 a yard. And then we have a whole nother bucket of fun because we want to be able to do auctions today. We're drowning in auctions. This is one of my favorite trims, the pom-poms. I do put this on a lot of things because it kind of goes with every color and it just is fun. S94 is $2.50 a yard. S94 is $2.50 a yard. And then I don't know if you guys have tried to buy Shapeflex lately. Pellon SF101. But none of my manufacturers or distributors have it by the bolt at the moment. So the only way that we could get the Pellon SF101 was in packages. So we do have, I bought pretty much everything that my distributor had in stock because I think it's one of those weird things that when they run out of a shipment, it's either sitting in a cargo container waiting to get offloaded or something weird is happening with it. So 15 inches by 2 yards, S46 is $13.99 for a 2-yard piece. And then S47 is for a 1-yard piece for $6.95. So if you need SF101 Shapeflex, and I think you ordered 2 yards, and it's kind of funny because when you ordered 2 yards of it in the comments, we had just come back from Tahoe, and the gal in Tahoe took everything we had. So I think she knew that the shops were having a hard time getting it.
Oh, bummer.
So we do have it, but only in the 2-yard pieces. And I've got it on the bolt, but it's on back order. Okay, so some of you need to replace your Karen K. Buckley scissors. The embroidery ones, S49 is $25. The ones that you're going to use most often for like fussy cutting and smaller things, S51 is $33. The reason you love these is because the handles are bendable and they're easy. So if you have arthritis, these handles are pretty much the greatest. And then we do have the larger one. This has a steel knife edge blade, so it's not the serrated blade, but it's sharp to the point, comfortable, soft handles. So regular cutting, S50 is $39 for regular cutting. S50 is good luck, and I would get the packages for now, maybe, unless you don't need it right away. Because it sounds like when I asked about it, they don't really know when it's going to come back into stock. Okay, so a lot of you have a billion scraps, and we've showed you the scrappy tape, but super fun and easy. You know, I love trees. Super fun and easy Christmas tree using the 2.5-inch scrappy tape. Of course, you can use the 5-inch scrappy tape and get done even faster. So I usually have 11-inch scrappy tape, or maybe it's 13. 13-inch scrappy tape, the 5-inch scrappy tape and the 2.5-inch scrappy tape. When I'm doing scrappy tape, I have all 3 of them next to me, and I use my bigger pieces on the 11-inch, my smaller pieces on the 5-inch, and my tiny pieces on the 2.5-inch. That way I can cut them down to, if I do it on the 5-inch, it takes me half the time, and then I can cut it into 2.5-inch strips if I need to. But if you want to do all your scraps into a Christmas tree, look at how adorable this is. S45 is $12 for the pattern. S45 is $12 for the pattern. I love this one. So if you guys want to do a sew-in and we all just work on this, let me know and I'll just schedule a day when we can all just work with our scrappy tape and get stuff done. If you need some scrappy tape, S44 is $19.99 for the 2.5-inch. If you want the 5-inch or the 13-inch, just let me know. We do have it in stock and we'll get it to you. Okay, here is something I wanted to show you. I found this. I was at the house and I went up to my sewing room, which I haven't been in probably a year and a half. And my kids have literally taken over my sewing room for all of their crap they don't want anymore. So you can't even walk into the room because it is just sleeping bags and pillows and old clothes and old toys, and it's kind of a hot mess. But I did see this in the corner up on a tree. I have like a little tree, and Eleanor had sent me a box of ornaments. And so I saw this and I thought I need to bring it and show it to you. This is the easiest doll ever. So look at how cute this is. She just made some wings, which you can get. Virginia Robertson has a book on wings, all different sizes and shape wings. And then these are literally just doilies sewn together, a vintage little ribbon here. I mean, think of how much embellishing you could do with just simple doilies. Look at the legs. The legs are literally just cut. They're probably from the thrift store, a kid's t-shirt or something. They're just sewn into a leg shape, stuffed, sewn right onto the doily here, like literally, you can see the stuffing coming out. Then the doily, a circle for the skirt, and then a little circle blob pot holder, stained and all for the shirt. No arms, no nothing. No hair, just a yo-yo, some flowers and buttons. And somebody said they would love to make these, but they wouldn't be able to paint the face. Eleanor does have a package that has, I think, 9 faces that would be perfect size for this. So if you want to do this as a fun little project, let me know. I bet they are sock legs. They could be socks, but I think Eleanor used to get shirts so that she could cut them down. If I remember right, she used to go to the thrift store and collect little kids' knit shirts, but it could be socks. It could be anything, honestly. So just to give you the inspiration of all the things you could do and how creative you could be, I would love to do it at the shop because we have so many buckets of trims and beads and embellishments that have been dumped off here.
And doilies.
And we had them like on the table during the when we were making all the purses for So Powerful. We had them there for everybody to use. So definitely, like at the retreats, we'll take buckets of embellishments again, just because at this point in my life, like all of you, I have collected, or it's been dumped off in my lap so much that I'm obligated to share with you guys. So make sure you sign up for our retreats. We do have, I don't know. Well, I'll show it on Monday. Lynn left. Well, Jennifer, I don't want to commit her too much, but I hear Jennifer is making everybody at the May retreat cute little bags. And Lynn is putting together kits so that you can make more bags if you want. So lots of fun things happening for the May retreat. I'm personally just trying to get through the October retreat.
What are they doing for the October?
So maybe nothing. Oh, I think it's a poppy. We're doing a poppy project. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a poppy project. Okay. So I have here I only have one of these. It's a cute little trim, about 3/4 of a yard, so about 27 inches. S41 is $2, and I only have one of these cute little fringy trims. It's 3/4 of a yard. S41 is $2. Oh, they're in the works already. Okay, Jennifer, I'm super excited. S41 is $2 for the cute little trim. You might have to leave it there a little bit longer. There's maybe thinking about it. It's got peachy corals. You can put it around a tote bag. Look at how cute it would be around a tote bag. Or you could, you could put it on your jackets. S41 is $2. S41 is $2. S43, we've decided this is a vintage trim that was supposed to be sewn onto a pillowcase, maybe. It is a circle. S43 is a hand knit. Is it knitted or tatted or crocheted? It's a hand crocheted. I would cut it apart and then just add it like on the side of a jacket or jacket pockets or who knows what. But S43, we only have one of those. S31. So all of these are limited. We don't have too much. This one Ann wants. $3 a yard. We do not have very much of this. Oh, it's got a little, I think this is the right side. It's got a little knot right in the center. S31 is $3 a yard. S31 is $3 a yard. Vintage trims and laces. S34 is $2 a yard. S34 is $2 a yard. S34 is $2 a yard. S37 is 25 cents a yard. Here, over on the, it's kind of nicer on the black, I think. S37 is 25 cents a yard. S37 is 25 cents a yard. And these are all vintage laces that we bought from a gal going out of business in the antique store, antique shop down the street.
I'll take 41.
S41. Oh, Phyllis wants it. Okay. And then S35 is 35 cents a yard. S35 is 35 cents a yard. S35 is 35 cents a yard.
Well, I can't spell this.
S30. I don't think Phyllis cares if you spell her name wrong. This one would be a fun one to paint. S38 is $3 a yard. S38 is $3 a yard. If you're new to watching, all you have to do is type in S. S is you committing to buying it, and then the number and how many yards you want. S33 is 50 cents a yard. S33 is 50 cents a yard. Remember that yardage is limited as this is all vintage lace and trims. S32 is 50 cents a yard. S32 is 50 cents a yard for this little ruffled. Remember, I used to put this same trim on literally every pillow I made back in when I was young, back in my earlier days. S32 is 50 cents a yard. S36, these are 50 cents each. S36, they're 50 cents each. Little rosettes that are, I guess, crocheted.
Yes.
Little rosettes that are crocheted. S36 is 50 cents each. S36 is 50 cents each. Devin's like, Mom, we're never going to become millionaires when you're selling everything at 35 cents a yard. Here's another doozy. This reminds me of like balances for your curtains. It's a wide lace. S39 is 50 cents a yard. S39 is 50 cents a yard. I think you could use it for like a doll's dress. S39 is 50 cents a yard. S39 is 50 cents a yard. Doris, are you making a mess over there?
I'm untangling.
This one is
I can't get back there to help.
S159 for $5 a yard. S159 is $5 a yard. S159 is $5 a yard. And S42 is 50 cents a yard. S42 is 50 cents a yard. Remember, it is limited yardage, and so we go by the first ones that comment. Okay, so that is that. This is 159. Whatever doesn't sell 159, I'm gonna put upstairs in my collection. Although today I've had to go up to my collection upstairs twice for customers to get the perfect color thread.
That was
You just never know what I'm gonna have to find out of my stash upstairs. But luckily, I'm so organized. I know you guys don't believe it, but I found everything I needed. Okay, S107. This is hologram thread. So it quilts kind of like your metallic thread does, but it is a flatter thread, so it is much more reflective than your metallic threads. I only have one spool of the green. S107 is $8. I would put in a metallic needle when I'm sewing with it. S107 is $8 for a hologram green. The kind of a darker pinky, almost red. A darker pinky, almost red S105 is $8. We only have one of these. I think they were in a set and then somebody needed one color, so I broke the whole set apart. They're typically $9.25 a spool. So today they are $8. So you can get it and try it, see if you like it. And then S106 is it looks like a very fun dark blue, kind of oceany color with some turquoisey, very metallic-y, but better than metallic. It catches the light more than a metallic. S106 is for the blue. Okay, Sue, be careful. This one is like a light pinky silver. This one I do have 3 of. S104 is $8, and we do have 3 of those. I probably need to sew it on a Monday in a demo so you can really see how beautiful they are. This one is the pink one, and we have 3 of those. S108 is $8. S108 is the pinky one, and I do have 2 of those. And then for those of you who need a needle minder, and I'm going to tell you why a needle minder is so important, because I always put my loose pins right here in my shirt. And at one point, I went to put my shirt on, and there was so many holes here, it was pretty much see-through. So a needle minder, and a tragedy that happened once with when I had Devin was real little and I had all the pins, like 5 or 6 pins sitting here in my shirt, and Devin fell or something. He was crying and I picked him up, and as I picked him up, his whole face scraped up against the pins. So whatever he was crying about first really wasn't as bad as what he was crying about last. Anyways, a needle minder is like this. It has a little magnet on the back, and then you just put it into your shirt like this. Hang on a second, I got it back. Okay, so you put it into your shirt like this, and then you take your pins, and your pins just stay there, so you don't put holes into your shirt.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it is kind of a big one. But you can also take it and put it onto your sewing machine, or you could put it onto like a bracelet if you didn't want it on your shirt. But cute little needle minder. Oh, you can't put it back the opposite direction because it will repel. So anyways, cute little needle minder. And S29.
Somebody came in.
Gracie did earlier. S29, but then I think she must have left.
Watch it.
No, she's here.
Oh, S29 is $7.99. I believe it's a Lori Holt. Is it Lori Holt, the designer? It's a Riley Blake, but it doesn't say Lori Holt. We do have the Witch one though, but the Witch one's a lot more expensive. So S29 is $7.99. If you need some gifts for your girlfriends, this is a great one. I think, whoops, this goes on this side and then that goes on that side. There we go. Then that goes in there. Okay, if you guys need more cleaning tools, Nook and Cranny cleaning tools, reusable silicone brushes, S30. They kind of look like mascara brushes, but we constantly are selling out of these. We can't really keep them in stock, so we just got a new shipment in. S30 is $4.99. I keep my needle minder when I'm hand stitching right on the binding as I go along. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah. Or even when you're hand stitching on the couch, it might be good to have the needle minder there because it's got the magnet. So when you drop the needle into the couch, you can use that magnet to find it. S30 is $4.99 for the mascara brushes. S79 is cute little sequins. So if you want to bedazzle, you can layer your sequins. You can never bedazzle too much. So S79 is $2.99 for some sequins. S79 is $2.99 for some sequins. And then we just got some quilting pins in. Clover's heat resistant, can be ironed, long and sharp pins, excellent for Quiltworks. They're a little bit more sturdy than the long glass heads I usually get, but I'm hoping that they don't bend quite as easily. I mean, I love the glass heads that are really thin, but these ones are a little bit thicker. I'm hoping that they, I can still sew over them, but I mean, you should pull your pins out, but sometimes you don't. But I'm hoping that they don't get bent like all of mine. S48 is $16.95. Holy moly! Laura said when she was in high school, she was sewing and knelt down and a needle went into her kneecap and her mom had to get it out with pliers. Oh,
Charity.
that sounds horrible, Laura. That sounds horrible. Terracotta, I'm with you. Of course, we never lose our needles. So if our husbands find them in their feet when they're walking through the living room, they're definitely not our needles. Okay, here is a super cute little keychain. So keychains for quilters, and it's a cute little quilter keychain. You can give these to your girlfriends if you need to. Ooh, Jackie had to have surgery to remove a needle from her heel. Oh, it all sounds horrible. I think that, I mean, knock on wood.
Always wear shoes.
So fortunate. Well, I do not always wear shoes.
Wear shoes while sewing.
But I've been really lucky to never have impaled myself, only my children. Okay, so the quilting, as Doris says the same thing. We can't help it. Our kids are so careless. I mean, at one point, Devin was in the old shop. Do you remember when you impaled your foot with he had tennis shoes on and he impaled his foot with a pin. The pin went through his tennis shoe and into his foot. Sometimes I don't know how things happen. S28 is $4.95. $4.95 for the keychain. S28 is for the keychain. S28 is for the keychain. And we have a few auctions of vintage lace, okay? So, and some doilies. Now that you guys have this cute doll example, you're going to be saving your doilies like crazy. I used to go crazy buying every doily I ever found at a thrift shop. Now I have so many doilies. I don't know. We're going to have to find something fabulous to do with doilies. Okay, here is another, I guess Lynn said they're for pillowcase edgings, but I mean, you could just wear it as a embellishment to your outfit, right?
You did for the shop hop.
Yeah, I had a long skinny one and I just put it on and wore it for the shop hop. Anyhow, so this is a vintage circle of a trim. And then we've got, maybe this was a collar for right here.
Yeah.
So this is one auction S157. The auction is starting at $3. If you've never watched our auctions before, you just put in the amount you're willing to pay, because when we end the auction, it's whatever is on our screen. I offered the clear poly. And Devin, can you track? He's going to the bathroom to spit. He's still. Can you track Anne's orders? Anne Lindenmeyer. She said 2 orders she hasn't gotten. Last 2 orders.
One order went out yesterday.
He said 1 order went out yesterday.
Am I in your way?
Okay, S155. This is cross stitched. S157. I'm going to move that out of the way. It's at $3. This is cross stitched. I thought this might be cute to like put onto a jacket, of course, but it also might be cute to applicate onto your jeans. They used a variegated thread to sew the little petals. S155 is starting at $5. S155 is starting at $5. I think it was a weird shape, Anne, and so the UPS guy didn't realize it was supposed to be picked up. 26 inches. This is hand cross stitched. Just a great embellishment to add to anything that you're doing. S155, the cross stitch is starting at $5. 155 is starting at $5. 157 is at $6. 157 is at $6. And then the other S158 is a little bit of, look at how cute this little tatting is. And then we've got this like macrame, I think. It's like a macrame necklace or something. I'm not sure. I mean, you could wear it. Oh, it would be cute as a bracelet. You could totally wear it as a bracelet. But S158 is starting at $2. And then we have some beaded, or not beaded, but kind of like braided tassels. It's got a tassel on each end, and then it's like crocheted, maybe
Crocheted chain.
a crocheted chain stitch. So super long crocheted chain stitch with tassels. S158 is starting at $2 for all of that. Oh, and I'm throwing this in too just because. So all of that, S158 is starting at $2. 157 is at $6. No takers on the cross stitch, which kind of makes me happy. As I was pricing the cross stitch, I thought, oh, I wish I could keep this for myself. So if that one doesn't sell,
And it's on linen.
it's so pretty. Like I would never take the time to do that cross stitch, but I could see it on a jacket. I think I'm going to cut it in half and put it on two legs of my pants. On both sides of my pants is what I'm trying to say. That's $155, $5. 157 is at $6. No takers for 158. Whoa. Okay. I'm kind of excited about that because I really didn't want to part with this stuff. Okay. 157 is at $6 for Susan. Okay. You can go through and rewatch this through the weekend if you want. We do actually have fabric for sale today. I know it's hard to believe, but I finally, hang on a second. Devin is, I think, tracking Anne's order. So let me move the camera up. So I did a sample finally for the sock monkeys. Hang on a second. Okay, so I did a sample for the sock monkeys. So the sample does not have any of the Sock Monkeys on it. It is just browns and reds and tans. So super easy for a boy. If you have a boy and you need a blanket for them and you want it to be more boy colors. Although it could be girl colors too, but I see it more as boy colors. So this is the cheater panel. It's 36 by 44. I added the chenille here. So where the cheater panel is, the blocks, I added chenille it. And then I pulled the minky backing over to the front to create the binding. So super quick and easy. It literally probably took me maybe an hour and a half, but I don't think even an hour and a half to stitch the chenille it down and then flip the minky over and it was bound, and I took it home and washed it and had a sample. I don't know why it took me 5 years to get the sample done, but it did. So we have the kit. If you want the kit to be able to do the chenille it, all the chenille you need. We do have, let me see. It looks like it's the bottom. It's always the one you want is always on the bottom of the pile. So this is if you just want yardage. This is what the fabric looks like originally. So it is just a cheater print. And then I did 1 yard, so 36 by 44 is a great size baby blanket. So if you need the yardage and you just want to not chenille it, S01 is $12 a yard. S01 is $12 a yard. If you want a yard piece and you want the chenille it, so I used oatmeal, dark brown, cinnamon, and white for the chenilling. And then the 1 yard piece. So that is S95 for $22.95. So all the chenille that you need for the project plus the panel is in the kit S95 for $22.95. $22.95. And if you don't know what chenille it is, I'm gonna here, let me open this. I think I took my chenille it upstairs. So chenille it comes kind of like this, just a flat piece. And then when you stitch it on, you just stitch a straight stitch right down the center of it. And then when you wash it, it chenilles up. So it's like a cheater chenille it. So super fun and easy. You don't have to put minky on the back. I like minky. So I did. If you want that, I did the dimple dot. So my minky is the dot. But if you don't like the dot, some people love it, some people hate it. So we have it both ways. So if you want the flat minky, S96 in the cream, it is 60 inches wide. So I would suggest you get 1.5 yards or 1.25 yards. You could get away with 1.25 yards. S96 is $17 a yard for the flat minky. And then I do have 1.5 yards cut. I have a few 1.5 yards cuts of the dimple dots. S98. S98 is $26. S98 is $26 for 1.5 yards piece. And then S96 is $17 a yard for the flat stuff. So that hopefully inspires you for a great boy quilt. We do have the whole fabric line. We have the panels. So you either love Sock Monkeys or you don't. But I do kind of love them. S19 is the panel. S19 is the panel. And it is $9. S19 is the panel for $9. Look how cute they are, boys and girls. Super fun. S19 is $9 for the panel. And then we do have the collections. It'll be interesting to see how Devin did up the collections. So this is kind of a charcoaly, kind of more of a taupey gray, reds, tans. These are like all the go with it fabrics, not necessarily any monkeys. This one does have the cheater print, and it looks like he's doing these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 pieces for so $10 a yard if you get the collection. So $10 a yard, super great price point. I want to say these are Quilting Treasures fabrics. S017 1 yards are $80, half yards are $40, fat quarters are $29.50. So those are all the go with it fabrics. And then if you want the like fabrics that are sock monkey-ish fabrics, we do have the sock monkeys here and the socks and the border print. So this collection here is 7 pieces, so it's $70. Half yards are $35. Fat quarters are $26.50. So we do have, if you buy the collections, they're $10 a yard. And then we have it on the bolt for $11 a yard. $11 a yard. So S14 is $11 a yard. These are, we're trying to give you pre-tariff prices. That's what I got an email from one of the manufacturers, and they were clearancing out some fabrics, but basically it's pre-tariff prices. So really it's the regular prices, but before they put on all the tariffs. Kind of a crazy world around here. Okay, this is the border print for the monkeys, S13. S13 is the border print. You could do the 60-degree ruler with that, or you could just make placemats. It would be cute to just make placemats out of it. Something fun here. I'm going to pull it up like this so they can see that what the border print looks like. S13. And then a great stripe, kind of grays and off-white, well, kind of a creamy color, and reds. And then the companion one is reds and cream and kind of a gold. And then the monkeys, S16, red background, S16, S16. Oh, Jimmy, I hope your hip replacement went okay. S10 is red with tan dots, kind of squiggly dots. Okay, Joy. S06 is the stripes. S06 is the stripes. If you're new to watching, you just type in S. S is you committing to buying it, the number, and how many yards you want of it. And if it is something limited, we'll usually tell you. Or if it's an auction, we'll let you know. But this is just yardage. We got plenty for everybody. S05 is kind of squiggly dots. Taupey gray background. S03 is cute little monkey heads. S03 are cute little monkey heads. I mean, you can't hardly look at this and not be happy. S02 is kind of squiggly cream and red and gray dots. And then, of course, the socks, S09. Not necessarily sock monkey. They're just socks.
Too.
It could be Christmas. Yeah, it could be Christmas stockings. It could be for that. You could make a quilt out of this if you've got a kid that's always losing his socks. You know, I mean, socks are a thing, okay? And then the last 3 in the collection, S08. S08. What? Can you bring back the bundles, 1 yard bundles? S08. Joy, do you want fat quarters for both collections or just the monkey? Oh, I think just the monkey prints. Or or do you want just the socks? Oh, now we've got questions, Joy. Okay, here's the socks with the gray background, S07, and S04 is the cream background with just the socks. Okay, so these were the collections. S17 has 8. These are kind of the go with it fabrics. The not necessarily sock monkey. It has the cheater print in it. S017. $80 for the 1 yards, $40 for half yards. Fat quarters are $29.50. And then these ones are the sock monkeys, the socks and the monkeys here with the border print of the monkeys. So S018. S018. Oh, I bet, Jenny. Well, Devin had his wisdom teeth taken out a week ago, and he still wishes he could get some more drugs for the pain. Okay, so those are the numbers. S018 is for the prints with the socks and the monkeys. S017 is for just the kind of go with it fabrics. I hope we answered all your questions. And then we do have, because I know some of you just want an easy project. So we have Peggy's Easy Hexagon table topper. And we have it kitted in 2 kits. If you buy the kit, you don't necessarily need to buy the hexagon ruler because Peggy has already fussy cut out for you. So Peggy actually cut all your strips, I believe, the size that you need them. So this is a sit down and sew it cheater project, okay? No cutting. Peggy literally cut your strips for you and she cut your hexagon for you. So if you need a quick gifty item, S20 is $20 for this table runner for the kitchen. S20 is for that table runner. And then this one, I don't have the sample. We should just whip the sample up, but then you guys will buy all the kits and then I'll have a sample. So just to kind of show you, we love to tie them up so that we can't get into them. We actually tie them up so that nobody steals them. So I think there are directions in here for you, but this is a Halloween one. So you're going to, that's your center, and then you're going to follow the directions. I think this is going to be your next go round like this. And then this is your next one like this. And then this one maybe is your next one like this. And then there's an extra strip, so it must get bigger. And then this one maybe is your next one. I'm not sure. Something like this.
Is it flip and stitch, Beth?
It is not flip and stitch, but you totally could do flip and stitch.
Yeah.
And then this is your binding. So if you want a Halloween one, S21 is $20. S21 is $20 for a cute little Halloween. Oh, well, that's the sample, what it looks like. So, so you can see what it looks like. So that is S21. If you actually want to use your own fabrics, you can get the hexagon ruler. S22 is $32. If you wanted to do like the easy mug rug that we do, where you cut 6, you can do it with the hexagon. You just need 1 hexagon for your bottom base. And then you need 6 of these. You're going to iron them in half and just lay them like we showed you with the mug rugs. And stitch it together. The center will be open. That's how you turn it inside out. And then that's where you can put your wine glass in it so you know which wine glass is yours. If you are lucky enough to be Phyllis's friend, you've received them as gifts because we all have. But if you need to make your own, this ruler is great for that. S22 is $32. S22 is $32. And then, here we have an auction. I have one of these. And I didn't realize there were so many variations. So we have one set of sock monkeys. Well, it could be two. It's two pairs. So you might be able to do two different monkeys or animals. So the auction is starting at $20. So you have two sets of socks plus a book. But what I found super interesting about this book is that it's got different ideas for teddy bears, a dachshund, donkey and pony, a kitten, a bunny, squirrel and chipmunk, begging dog as opposed to a regular dog, baby kangaroo parrot, sock dolls. So this is what I really thought was kind of funny, was that it has very detailed. So you can do a girl doll, a pixie, a soldier, a train engineer, a Dutch girl, a Scottish lass, an Asian boy, a Latino boy. I mean, it's very an Eskimo boy, a hula girl, a Native American, a cowboy, a Red Riding Hood, Robin Hood, Santa Claus, clown doll.
The book's worth it.
I mean, if you can't find something to inspire you in this book, I don't know what will. So anyways, a book for everything. S160, the auction is starting at $20. S160, the auction is starting at $20. And I'm just going to kind of move this over real quick. We do have some other options. We have some fleece. So this coffee one is 21 inches by 44 inches. You could fussy cut it and then you add minky to it if you want to make a bigger coffee quilt. 21 by 44. And then we're also in this auction throwing in this piece, which is beautiful. I have some blue minky that you could mix with the fleece. S144 is 41 by 37. We're starting the auction for both of these pieces at only $6. $6. This one I almost kept for myself because I think it's so beautiful. And with a yard, it's basically a yard piece. You could do a lot with it. S144 for the coffee fleece and the blue floral. The auction is starting at $6. And then we have one piece of flannel here. So this is, we're keeping quilting affordable for you guys. This is beautiful flannel by Moda. One piece is 15 by 44 and one piece is 21.5 by 44. So you could find some other flannels and just do strips and create a strip quilt with this. But you're basically getting a yard of fabric. You're getting a 15-inch piece and a 21.5-inch piece by the width of the fabric. So S141 is starting at $8. 142 is starting at $8. And then this is a ginormous piece of fleece. This one is 74 by 74. And then you have three pieces that are 17 by 17. So you could use the three pieces that are 17 by 17 in the front of the quilt and then keep the big piece that's 74 by 74 for the backing. So just find some creams. And I am super not opposed to mixing minky with fleece. It's a super fun feel. S141 is at $15. 141 is at $15. Okay, Sock Monkey 160, I think, is at $25. So the Sock Monkey socks, two pairs of socks, and the book is at $25. And 141 is at, well, 142 is at the blue flannel. The blue flannel is at $12. 144 is at, there's three of you at $6. 144, there's three of you at six. Victor's at $10. 144 is at $10. Victor's at $10 for the 1 yard of blue fleece, and then the 21 inches by 44 inches of the coffee fabric. That's at $10. 141 is at $15. 141 is at $15. if you need to make quilts or anything for, if you're doing donation quilts or even for the grandkids, this is a super good price point, or even for anybody. It doesn't have to be just donation quilts. We really love keeping quilting affordable for everybody. And then I do have a bag of fleece scraps. It could be fleece and minky scraps. So let's close these up. Get your final bids in. I think 160. The last bid we had on 160 was Stephanie for 25. And then 144 is at $12. 144 is at $12. 141 is at $15. It's a 74 by 74 piece, and then 3 pieces that are 17 by 17. 141 is at $20. 142 is at $12. 142 for the Moda trees is at $12. And real quick, I'm going to show you while you guys are getting your final bids in. We're going to close those up. Get your final bids in. 143 is a scrap of gray square stars. So some of them are kind of like, I don't know, 17 by 17-ish. This is a dinosaur one, so you could sew it up. You could put these two together and make a cute little baby quilt. Here you've got some colorful dinosaurs and some rainbowy, psychedelic rainbows. You've got this might be flannel. Yeah, I'm going to say this is flannel, but they're all soft, fun textures. I think you could mix them together if you find the right colors. Here's a little scrap of football. You've got some gray flowers here, some black, and this one has a little trout on it. So just a scrap bag of stuff. S143, the auction is starting at $1. 143, the auction is starting at $1 for the scraps. You could do something creative. Okay, we're going to close these up. 141 is $20 to Cindy. 144 is 144 is $12 to Connie Kaufman, I think. 144 is, if I get it wrong, let me know, but I think 144 is $12 to Connie Kaufman. 142 is Elaine for $12. 143 for the scrap. So far, Jennifer's the only. Oh, we got Jennifer and Jenny. So I'm going to leave the scraps there. They're at $1. Here is a fun doily or various weird things collection. S156 is starting at $5. You've got this cute little, I believe, tatted piece. Then you've got this little doily. Wait, looks like 2. So you've got 3 there. Oh, this is a big one. This one, and they do have, some of them do have stains. Like this one has a little stain there. But I think this is something you would lay on your table and then put your flower pot on or something. Or it could be a really big angel dress, or could be anything you want it to be. And then we have 2 of these doilies. So you've got 2 of those doilies. So the auction is starting S156 at $5. 156 at $5 for the collection of doilies. 156 is starting at $5. 156 is at $10. 143 for the scraps is at $5. 143 for the scraps are at $5. And let's see what else what else can I find here? Oh, here's a bunch of fabrics. S128. You've got some littler pieces. I would say some of them are crafty quality, some of them are quilting quality. That feels like a polished cotton like they had back in the day. But most of them are feeling pretty good. That one feels pretty good. Some of them are definitely vintagey. So a big pile of fabric. S128, the auction is starting at $3. 128, the auction is starting at $3. Get your bids in. 156. 156. I've got Susan at $10. I think 156 is Susan at $10. And then 143, Cindy at $7. 128, no takers yet. 143, $7. Cindy S, $7. 128 is at $3. 128 is at $3. 156 is at $10. And then we have let's see, $3 for this random. You've got 4 of these. I want to say they're handkerchiefs, but you got to wash them. There is some staining. They've been folded forever. But I will say, when I do not personally carry around a handkerchief. Do any of you girls? Oh, Phyllis does. Of course Phyllis does. She's so old school. But I will say that when the kids were little, I can remember being saved by Roger because we were at church in Kansas City at his family's church. And you know me, I gave my kids like a big thing of chocolate or something and to keep them quiet. And pretty soon, and it was so hot and muggy. Chocolate was everywhere, and Roger just whipped out of his pocket this handkerchief and cleaned it all up. So
Now we have
anyways,
handy wipes. You know, we have wipes.
yeah, but I don't even know why I didn't have the diaper bag. I just had, like, in my purse, I had some chocolate, so I, like, just
You're only
gave it to
gonna
him
be
to
there
be
for a short
quiet.
time.
Oh, it was a bad idea. I can remember that was a very bad idea. Okay, here's another one. These ones are stiffer. Like, these ones I would put in my pocket and I would blow my nose in it because I would love to keep my blown nose to in
Or
my
a
pocket.
napkin.
Yeah.
It's like a napkin.
Well, this one is kind of like a napkin, but I think it would be fun to, like, collage on it. I think you could collage on these.
Oh.
So there's 2 of those. This is the one that I really was having a hard time parting with. It's got a cute little applique. I would probably cut that and do something else with it. And then I don't know what this is. It's like a shower curtain or something. Or it's a drape. It's a sheer drape. We just threw that in just because who doesn't need a sheer drape? So S103 is $3. S103 is, that's why I guess it was thrown in there. I don't know. But this, I do love this applique. I would do something with that. Maybe a pocket or a purse or something. I don't know.
It is cute.
Yeah, very, very subtle. S103 is at $3. 128 is at $3. 156 is, okay, here. Susan DeHunt for, I don't think it was just pinned. Let me get you a bag. Susan DeHunt, $10. And what are you going to do with those, Susan?
Make dolls.
I guess. I have like suitcases of doilies upstairs. Jody and I have been collecting them every time we go to a thrift store. Okay, 103 is Stuart Cobe. 128 is Jennifer Evans.
Suco for $3.
$3.
Good deal.
It was a very good deal.
The postage is more.
Okay, S120 is a bag of random stuff for $1. So you've got a
Who was this one? 128.
Jennifer Evans, $3. Flan Guard self-sticking flannel, soft adhesive flannel cloth that's scratch-proof everything. 101 uses, easily applied. You have one little piece. Oh, look, it's got sticky on the back. This is priceless, okay, guys? Priceless. Then you have chalk wheel refills. You have some fray block. I'm not sure how old any of this is. Some Velcro, Rowenta hot iron cleaner, mending tape, fabric mending tape, some kind of stitch witchery or something, some Velcro, some patches. I don't know, some kind of tape, some more patches, more patches, more patches, more patches, more patches. These ones might be kind of fun just to do something fun with. S120, the whole kit and caboodle is, the auction is starting at $1. The auction is starting at $1. 120, 120. The auction is starting at $1. 102 is a yard and 3/4 worth of fabric. So we have here 120 is starting at $1 for all that fun stuff. This is a half yard. This is a fat quarter. This is a scrap of some beiges. I'm not sure why that's in there. And then a yard of this. So S102 is starting at $15. It's a yard and 3/4 plus some scraps. A yard and 3/4 plus some scraps. S120 is two of you at $1. Two of you at $1. S102 is at $15 for a yard and 3/4. A yard and 3/4. And 102 is at $5. Get 102. Oh, it's at 102 is at $15. 102 is $15, Victor. 102 is $15. It's a yard and 3/4 of fabric. So almost 2 yards of fabric. So that makes it like $7.50 a yard. S120 is at $2. Gosh, for a dyslexic person, this is really hard. Okay, all this bundle of treasures is at $2. 102 for the fabric. It's at $15, Victor. So I don't know if you mistyped that or what. 102 is at 120. Oh, for a dyslexic person, this is so trying. 120 is for the bag of treasures, and it's at $2.
Those patches, you cut them up into things and make applique.
Oh, Phyllis says you can cut the patches up and applique with them because it already has the sticky on it. It already has the fusible on it. So you can cut them into different shapes, or you can just put them on in the shapes that they are. So fun little appliques here already fused. Good idea. 120. I can tell Devin is game over here. 120 is $2 to Jenny. $2 to Jenny. And I don't know if Victor did a typo. 102 is a yard and 3/4. So you've got 1 yard of this. You've got a fat quarter of the green. And then you've got a half yard of this one. So these two are slightly different. And then just some scraps of some beiges. I'm not sure why those were thrown in, but they were. So that is that's okay. 102 is at $15. 102 is at $15. And we will I gotta get Devin some ibuprofen or something for those. I think he needs to go into the dentist because it still hurts after a week. Anyways, that's all we have for today's show. We are so grateful that you guys joined us. We love that you were here to spend your evening with us. And we will see you, I don't know when, sometime very soon. Monday for sure, if not before. All right, love you guys.